Today I'm going to take y'all with me to do some Sunday garden chores. This is the first day that it hasn't been brutally hot, storming, or both for a while. There's a lot of little things I've been neglecting out here due to the weather, so I'm hoping to get a lot done today. It is kind of humid though because we got a storm last night. The first thing I'm going to work on here is getting this loofah arch under control. I haven't done a whole lot with this at all really for a while. If you're growing loofah over an arch like this, it's not going to make its way over the other side on its own. You got to train it down there and weave it through because it will just kind of grow straight up and then usually just kind of want to go back down the same side. The loofah is not doing great right now because of the heat. It was covered in flowers. I even had a little loofah on here, but all of my flowers died off. There are no flowers on it right now, and these leaves are a lot more pale green than they should be. These should be a very dark green, but I'm hoping now that it's cooling off a little bit that this will pick back up and start to get the dark green color and the flowers will come back. I've been changing out the zip ties on this, which is what I use to hold this bamboo structure together. Here in Ohio, zip ties will last a long time. Some of these have been on here for 2 years. This year I got like this gold color, and they're kind of nice because they're a lot harder to see. It just looks nicer with these than it does with the white ones. Even though we had a setback on the flowers, the plants never stopped growing, so that's good. But normally these would be completely covered in big yellow flowers right now. Now that the worst of the heat is over, we got a good rain last night. I expect these to bounce back pretty quickly. I'll just come through every 2 or 3 days and weave those vines through till they get to the bottom, and then we'll send them back up the other side. After the heavy rain last night, I need to go through and check on my tomato plants. Even though they have septoria leaf spot and they're not going to be around that much longer, I will still get a couple of good harvests out of these though. But these Brad's Atomic grapes surprisingly are handling the leaf spot better than any of the other varieties. I do need to thin this out a little bit. But, considering they have a fungal disease right now, I'm not too concerned about it. With my tomato plants in these cages, how I secure them, all I do is I run a piece of bamboo. You could use anything similar, and that locks them right into place. Those things aren't going anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and do what is probably gonna be my last blueberry harvest here, and then I can go ahead and get rid of this cage. We get several pounds of blueberries off of this little bush here every year, and that's because we put that cage up there. If we didn't have that cage up there, probably wouldn't get anything really with all the birds we have here. Guess that's gonna be it for the blueberries. When they start going from this to this, they're pretty much done. All the rest of the little ones on there we'll leave for the birds. We do have a second bush here. I planted this 2 years ago. This is a Duke blueberry. This is a dwarf variety. I'm not 100% sure what the exact variety is, but we've never trimmed this. This is the biggest it's gotten, and this will be its 6th year. So 2 years for this. It's really starting to show some new growth this year. At some points it wasn't looking very healthy. Hopefully it really picks up and we get some berries on that next year. I've been wanting to do some planting for a while, but with the heat and the storms, I haven't been able to. I actually started all this stuff in soil blocks and I ended up having to pot them up because they were starting to look pretty bad. I got some cucumbers, some basil, some dill, some cilantro. This here is catnip. I just grow this in the greenhouse because if I grow it outside, all the strays will dig it up and make a mess. I've been prepared to do this for a while. My beds are all pretty much ready to go. I'm gonna get all this stuff planted, and I'm also gonna direct sow some lettuce, beets, and radishes today. This bed is really the only bed in my garden that gets any shade. So in here, I'm gonna do 2 basil, 3 cilantro, 3 dill, and then I'm gonna direct sow some lettuce and some radishes in the middle. This is great soil in here. I didn't really have to do anything but rake it through a little bit. Instead of planting a bunch of lettuce and radishes all at once, I'm gonna do 1 row of radishes, 2 rows of lettuce. That way I don't have to worry about trying to use it all up before it ends up bolting in the heat, and then I'll just continue to succession plant throughout the summer. With radishes, I just drop usually 3 seeds about every inch or 2. And then you can go back and thin them out if you want. Honestly, with radishes, you don't really have to. And I plant my radish seeds about 1/4 inch deep. I think a lot of people plant them too shallow, which is one of the reasons they have problems with them. It's just Lish and I here, and Lish doesn't eat radishes, so I don't need to plant a ton of them. Just loosely cover that. And with the lettuce, those are radishes. I just kind of lightly sprinkle down the rows. And I don't thin my lettuce at all, so I try not to do it super heavy, because if you just leave it densely planted, then it just kind of acts like a living mulch. And with lettuce, you just want to barely cover those seeds. I also have some daikon radish over here that I planted a while ago. I'm hoping that these will be still good when I have my second round of Napa cabbage in for the fall, so I can make some more kimchi. I'm gonna get these watered in real good. Anytime you direct sow something, you wanna make sure you keep that soil damp until the seeds germinate, so you're gonna have to water every day. Sometimes I'll water twice a day. Over here on this side of the loofah bed, we do get some shade from the loofah, so I'm gonna do some tiny bok choy. I usually have in the spring, I'll plant a bunch of beets here. I harvested all but one of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this now. We got a tiny little one there. I'm just gonna rake this out real quick. Just loosen up the top of the soil. This bed will eventually end up getting taken over almost completely by this loofah once it fills out more, but this tiny bok choy grows really fast, so it'll be a good option for this. And I'm just dropping a few seeds every few inches. These are tiny, so you could seed them pretty heavy. I mean, when I say tiny, I mean these are not like baby bok choy, much smaller than even that. And with these, same as the lettuce, just lightly cover them. This is gonna be my carrot bed, which I'll be planting in August, but for now, I don't like to have any empty beds, and it's just not good for the soil, so in here, I'm just gonna fill this with a small romaine type of lettuce that grows quickly. And it'll be ready to go before it's time to get my carrots planted in here. I'm just gonna kind of seed this whole bed and let it do whatever it wants to do. Just kind of lightly work it in there. I have some green onions here that I've had sitting in the windowsill in my house that I'm gonna replant here into this pepper bed. Anytime you use a green onion, just save a small piece of the bottom where the roots are, stick it in some water, and you can just replant them. In this bed, I have 1 Napa cabbage and 3 cauliflower. These cauliflower are starting to get little heads on them, so I'm gonna go ahead and tie them up to protect them from the sun so they don't turn yellow. But I honestly don't think they're gonna do a whole lot. So we'll see what happens with those. I don't know that I'm gonna get anything, maybe some very small heads of cauliflower, but in the rest of this bed where I have open space, I'm gonna go ahead and get some beets direct sown in here. Detroit dark red are pretty much the only beets that I ever grow, and I do these pretty much the same as I do radishes. I'll drop about 3 per location. You will need to thin these though. I do them every maybe 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches, because my beets get huge. Last ones I harvested were giant. So, I mean, if your beets don't get that big, you don't have to space them quite as much. I'm dropping seeds, and we'll cover them about a 1/4 inch deep. I'm gonna throw a basil plant in over here too. I have 4 of these left, so I wasn't exactly sure where I was gonna put them, but I think this will be a good spot. Succession planting is probably one of the most difficult things to keep up with in a garden, but I really committed to it this year, and I've been doing an excellent job so far. In this grow bag here, I'm direct sowing dill and cilantro. This is a little container full of dill seeds that I harvested from the plant that I just removed from here. So I'll just do 1/2 dill, 1/2 cilantro, just kind of scatter some seeds randomly. You can always come back and thin them out if you need to. And we just lightly cover those. Cilantro seeds, a little bigger, I'll just do 3 per spot. I actually have all the cilantro coriander seeds that I harvested that were growing in this bag, but I am going to use those as coriander. I'm not going to replant those. since I already have some of these here to use up. Put my straw back on there. And we only have one more thing to plant today. Now I'm gonna get my second round of cucumbers planted. I know this bed looks wild, but there is a reason for this. What I have here, all these little white flowers, are radishes that I've let gone to flower. I heard last year that radishes are a good trap crop for cucumber beetles and stuff, so it's a good companion plant with your cucumbers. I planted them with my cucumbers last year. I thought I saw some positive results. Did it again this year. I've had no issues with bacterial wilt from the cucumber beetles this year. I have some kind of random disease maybe here, or maybe it's just damage from other bugs, but they're still alive. I still got flowers, still producing a lot of cucumbers. So, you know, they're doing pretty well, especially considering this heat that we've had. But I planted this round, the first round, on the other side. I'm gonna prune these up a little bit, and then I'm gonna get my second round here because these are probably gonna be on their way out pretty soon. And I don't see any signs of powdery mildew or anything that's gonna transfer onto these that I'm aware of. So these ones should do pretty good, and once these ones are really on their way out, these ones should really start taking off. These are bush cucumbers. They are burpee bush pickle, I believe, and I'll probably do about 6 of them in here. I'm doing 6 because they are bush cucumbers and they stay fairly compact. So I'm gonna find my healthiest looking ones here. And they look pretty good. They're a little bit yellow because they were sitting in soil blocks for quite a while. But other than that, they're pretty healthy. They will pick back up here very soon. Some of these have 2 in them, so maybe I'll just do these 4 because 2 of these have 2 plants in them. I think that'll be plenty. 3 of these have 2 plants in them, so. These are pretty shaded right now because the sun's overhead, but these will get full morning sun, so they'll have plenty of sun here. I am gonna prune some of these leaves off here just to help them out a little bit. I do have dill on this side with the radishes and cilantro on this side, but they're not looking so great right now. The dill's fine. The pollinators love these little flowers and the little flowers on the radishes, and eventually the radishes will form radish pods, which you can eat. Mulch back around these. Got some dill popping up there. I'm just gonna leave that. I have a few basil plants left, so I'm gonna throw them in the corner of this bed here. When your basil gets about 3 sets of leaves, so you see 1, 2, 3, pinch those off at the top there, and that's how you're gonna get those big bushy basil plants. I think I'm done planting now till August when we get the full fall garden in. I've been doing a lot of harvesting. I've harvested some peppers already, but I have a ton of peppers on here, and I have a huge pepper harvest to do. I have a huge carrot harvest to do, and I think my corn's about ready. I'm gonna take you through and show you what I got going on with these. This is my first pepper bed. These here are lunchbox peppers. Got a lot of green ones on there, got some orange ones. These giant peppers are a sweet Italian pepper called Carmen peppers, one of my absolute favorites. Lots of big peppers on there. We got a few ready to go. The pepperoncinis are crazy. Hundreds of peppers on there. I need to get these harvested and make some fridge pickled pepperoncinis with these. I got 2 of these plants. Red habaneros here. These take a while, but tons of peppers. Plants got huge. We got 2 of these. Just tons of peppers on there. The other pepperoncini plant, just as many. And then another Carmen pepper plant here. And this is one of my Hungarian hot wax pepper plants. Lots of big peppers on those. Over here is my second pepper bed, and we have more Hungarian hot wax here. Another one back there. But these are my jalapenos. Look at the size of these things. Giant peppers. We even got some turning red, which is crazy. That's pretty early to have red jalapenos here. Here, more Hungarian hot wax. I need to do some pruning on these. I can see I got some leaves turning yellow under there. These are my Sugar Rush peach. First year I grew these. Lots of peppers on those. Some are starting to get that peach color. And these are the Buena Mulatas. And they're starting to turn. They go from that bright purple to this like kind of orange color. And then they turn bright red. I think I have some red ones over here on this one. But yeah, the colors on these are super cool. But that's what they end up being, is that bright red. And that's what I'm waiting for. And I'm gonna dehydrate a lot of these. Here's Sugar Rush peach again. Plant's getting huge. But peppers are starting to turn. But everybody tells me that they take a long time. I do have some basil in these beds, but people always say, why don't you plant more in your pepper beds? This is why. Things are gonna get shaded out. They're not gonna have much room to grow here. And these plants are really just getting started. They're probably gonna double in size. Another pepper bed over here. That's my dog Maeve. But here I got some giant bell peppers, and there's bell peppers over there, and 2 more lunchbox peppers here. This is my corn, probably 10 feet tall, maybe taller. A lot of it is exposed on the top here. I think it's just because of the crazy storms we've been having, just beating it up. But they're looking good. I think they're ready. My carrot bed here, there's hundreds of big carrots in here, and I need to harvest them all. You can see a lot of them are going to flower there, going to seed. Some of these are really nice sized carrots. I want to get them out of here before they all end up bolting. Feels really good to finally got a chance to get all this stuff planted. I've been wanting to do that for a long time, but we got a lot of stuff to do out here. I'm probably going to take a couple days off work this week so I got a lot of canning I got to get done, just preserving in general. Want to do some cooking, all kinds of stuff. I have all this stuff to harvest. One of the hardest things about having a garden this size is finding time to use up all the stuff that you grow. I think a lot of people assume that social media is my full-time job and I just have all this time to do all this stuff out here, which isn't the case. Lish and I actually own a print shop, which is our full-time job. This is where I spend all my free time. I'm out here after work every day till dark, and usually my entire weekend is spent out here. But I chose this life for a reason. I love doing this stuff. I'd much rather spend all my free time out here than sitting in a bar. Now that people have finally discovered that I have a YouTube channel, I'm gonna start trying to make more of these longer videos. So if you wanna keep up with what we got going on here, make sure you subscribe.